Hey guys, so like I said in my recent news update video, there has been another data leak of heroes, and this new data leak contains information about a bunch of future heroes for Dota 2. So this video is going to be one of many videos where I'm going to analyze, speculate and make predictions about the heroes revealed in this new data leak. And this is the part 1 of those videos. So without further ado, let's begin the data leak analysis. This new data leak contains information about 8 heroes, but one of those heroes is the Valkyrie, aka the Dawnbreaker, who is already released. But this data leak contained an ability for the Valkyrie hero named Soul Strike. It may sound like another name for her Luminosity ability, but like I mentioned once in my previous Dawnbreaker videos, these are the names of Dawnbreaker's abilities prior to release. So Soul Strike is a completely new ability. So I think this Soul Strike ability is probably an extra ability that is granted to Dawnbreaker through a Scepter upgrade or a Scepter Shard upgrade. Judging by its name, Soul Strike sounds like autocast ability that will allow Dawnbreaker to deal bonus damage or apply an effect like a slow or a mini stun with her auto attacks. This would make Soul Strike a good ability to combo with Starbreaker and Luminosity, and as a plus factor they can also make the flames that the Celestial Hammer leaves also proc the effects of Soul Strike, such as a slow or a mini stun to make it hard for enemies to get out of the flames. The next hero on the list is the Mouse hero, who is a hero mentioned in the previous data leak with 2 different titles, because he is known as the Mouse or the Rat King. And since I explained all of his abilities in detail in my previous videos, I'm not going to talk much about him. But in short, this mouse hero is definitely Eno from Dota Underlords, because Eno is a mouse and this Toxic Bolt ability seems to be a renamed version of the Death Spin ability that he has in Dota Underlords. And I said that this Toxic Bolt ability would probably be modified to be like a combination of Poison Sting and Swashbuckle when Eno becomes a playable hero in Dota 2. The famous Puppetmaster hero from the previous data leak was also included in this new data leak with a bunch of new abilities, but he also seems to have retained some of the abilities from the previous data leak too. I explained these old abilities in detail in the video I did about the Puppetmaster, but I'll give you a brief rundown of these old abilities first and then move on to his newer abilities. Craft Puppets is probably an ability that acts similar to Wraithkin's Mortal Strike, where it creates puppets instead of skeletons. Siphon Soul is probably an ability that steals the HP capacity of a target and give it to the Puppet Master or his summons. Alternatively, this Siphon Soul ability might be the ability that builds up charges for the Craft Puppets ability that I mentioned before. Chastise basically means to severely punish, so I think this ability is going to be like a mini Winter's Curse that affects creeps. So basically what it does is it marks an enemy unit for all nearby units to attack. This includes Puppet Master's summons and all nearby creeps, which includes both enemy and allied creeps, where they are mind controlled by the Puppet Master to attack the chastised target, probably with increased attack speed and damage. Now with the old abilities out of the way, now let's talk about the new abilities that the Puppet Master got in this new data leak. Funhouse seems to be a spell that functions similar to the Arena of Blood, where the insides of the funhouse walls are lined with distortion mirrors, which are also called funhouse mirrors. So basically the funhouse is made out of funhouse mirrors. These mirrors can either fear the targets inside the funhouse, or they might create twisted versions of the enemies that are trapped in the funhouse as illusions, sort of like Wall of Replica, giving the Puppet Master more summons to work with. And since I think the walls of the funhouse is made of mirrors, I think each of these mirrors can be shattered when attacked by enemies, sort of like power cogs. Then we have 2 abilities named Limelight and Standing Ovation, which I think are variations of the same spell, where one version affects Puppet Master's allies while the other affects enemies. Limelight is probably an ability that buffs the Puppet Master's allies and his summons in an area, and Standing Ovation might be a spell that taunts enemies in a AoE to clap for you, which effectively disables them for a small duration. Both of these spells might have some sort of synergy with the Funhouse spell. Like for example, the Limelights might reflect off the funhouse mirrors and blind enemies so that it is harder for them to shatter the mirrors, while Standing Ovation can be used to force enemies to stand still while their twisted mirror illusions beat down on them. And finally we have the Mannequin ability, which I think might be similar to the Voodoo Puppet spell that the Horn Puppet Master has. So I think this ability creates a mannequin that attaches onto an enemy and causes that enemy to take extra damage. And the Puppet Master can control this enemy's movement with the Mannequin Push and Pull abilities, which I think are 2 sub-abilities of the Mannequin spell. So yeah, judging by all of these new abilities like the Funhouse, the Puppet Master hero seems to be taking a lot of inspiration from circuses and is starting to give off a evil clown-like vibe, which makes me think that the Puppet Master hero might not be Anesix like I previously thought, but another new character entirely, because Anesix is more demonic and not related to this circus-like theme introduced to Puppetmaster in this new data leak. So I think the Puppetmaster might end up being very similar to Shaco, the demon jester from League of Legends. I personally don't like the fact that Dota is starting to look more and more like League of Legends in the recent years. However, I do like the idea of having a Puppetmaster hero with a evil clown-like theme. And we can expect this hero to come pretty soon, because this hero is definitely one of the more developed heroes of the data leak, because he already have a bunch of voice lines directed towards him in the unused voice lines of existing heroes.
Get out of my head! No one controls a god while I'm around! Not even the fates control me! You should have made me kill myself, because that was your only chance! I can't hear you! There is something seriously wrong! Wait, I don't see any strings.
That's for taking advantage of Mortimer.
You need brains to be brainwashed!
Yeah, hey!
Who doesn't like a little bit of control?
This is like some twisted children's story.
The string of my bow draws only at my command.
So yeah, that's it for this video guys, but this is just part 1 of many videos where I talk about the heroes revealed in this new data leak. And if you guys want to check out the other parts of this data leak analysis, I'll leave the links for those videos in the description box below. Also let me know your thoughts on the heroes that I talked about in this video, because I would love to know what you guys think about them. And with that said, don't forget to like, share and subscribe and turn on notifications for more videos like this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.